Thank you guys for coming to our summer virtual symposium. As noted, hopefully our last one, at least our last forced one. A couple of just quick housekeeping notes before we get started. We're running 4 sessions here today in the same Zoom room. If you want to stick around for all of them, there will be 10-minute breaks or so in between each of them, but you could just keep your Zoom open, keep everything running. Tomorrow, we're going to kick off with the Summer of Joy virtual 5K. Make sure that you've downloaded Race Joy to join us wherever you are, anytime between 5:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Eastern. That doesn't mean you have to run at 2:30 if you're on the West Coast. You can come in a little bit later on that. If you don't want to run, you can also download the app and check out what it's like to track participants through the app. After the run, we're going to have a short recap of the Summer of Joy experience and how it was created. And then we're going to break into 3 separate tracks for tomorrow. There'll be a track for nonprofits, one for race directors, and one for timers. All the links to those tracks should have been in your email from today, but we'll also send them to you again tomorrow and put them in chat in the original session. You can jump around tomorrow, or you can pick one of those tracks and stick with it. If you have any questions throughout this session or any session here, you can use the chat in Zoom. We're going to have GiveSignup and RunSignup team members answering questions throughout all of the sessions. I think myself and Brian Flynn are on to help answer for this session. And then we'll also review all the questions later if there's anyone who needs to follow up on something that wasn't answered. All these sessions are recorded, and we will send them out along with all the slide presentations on Monday, as well as post them up to our blogs. And I think that is it. Bob?
Good. I'm Bob.
I'm Allison.
And we're going to be talking about, kind of what's going on these days at our company and in the industry in general. And if you're new to us, you don't know what symposiums are. We started symposiums like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and we held an annual one physically in person in Philadelphia in the summertime. And then a couple of years ago, we expanded that to have a winter one down in Orlando. And as all of us have experienced, we've gone virtual for a while, but our Orlando one towards the end of January is actually going to be live, and it's going to be in Orlando. Allison and I will be there, right? Yeah, why not? Registration opens for that next week. So I'm not really sure what to expect. Usually we try to cap it around 300 people. It might be a sellout. So anyway, forewarned if you're really interested in attending that. So let's give you a kind of, first I'm going to talk a little bit about an introduction to our company. There's a bunch of new people on here, and maybe even older folks, customers might learn a couple of old stories or something. And then I'll talk about the endurance side of things. Then Allison's going to talk about the fundraising side of things and about what's coming next. So the introduction. So we started this company back in 2010, and I was very fortunate to run into this young man, Steven Sigbert, who's our CTO, and we just started building race registration technology because we are both runners and we're both into technology. And son of a gun, people started using it and telling their friends about it, and kind of word spread. By 2019, we had over 21,000 events using us. We've raised well over $1 billion for our customers, things like that. The core to our company really is that we're focused on technology. We're a bunch of technology geeks, and our mission in life is just to try to build good technology for our customers. And we started in the race and run, walk, ride type of side of things. But in 2019, we saw that a lot of our customers, like 10,000 of our customers, were actually nonprofits. And we did a survey, and 95% of races that were using us actually had some sort of connection to a nonprofit. And we were starting to get asked by customers, can we use you for our gala or golf outing or pancake breakfast? Can we use you for year-round fundraising for birthday fundraisers, or can we just use you as our year-round donation website and things like that? And so we started building out GiveSignup in 2019. Now, 2020 was a really weird year, but basically when we talk about RunSignup and GiveSignup, it's one company. It's one technology platform. It's one big, huge software as a service, and it's purpose-built solutions. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and you'll get the idea if you're new to us that we've got a lot of purpose-built things that are really interesting to races, a lot of purpose-built things that are really interesting to nonprofits. And kind of the other interesting thing about us is that, our core, we're a technology company, but the core thing that we do at the end of the day is we move money from one place to another. So we're trying to help you all get money. And so we became a payment facilitator back in 2015, which is kind of an arduous process. It puts us really close to the rails of the credit card industry and allows us to do a lot of interesting things for our customers in terms of things like referral rewards, or if you're building a team, you can get automatic refunds for that and things like that. So so that's a little bit about who we are. And as we look forward, like where we think we fit in the whole ecosystem of things is supporter engagement. So we started off with people running, and there was some sort of either nonprofit or passionate set of people that were putting on a 5K or a half marathon or something like that. And we built technology that helped those customers connect to their supporters, the people that wanted to run their 5K. And as we grew, we added fundraising and donations to that because a lot of events have that capability. And as we look to the future, we're going to continue to build technology that will allow our traditional endurance customers and our new nonprofit customers to engage with their customers. So we're really good at things like getting people to sign up. We're really good at things like helping people market their events and things like that. We're really good at checking in people to events. And we're really good at processing money and paying it on a very reliable type of a basis. But we realize that a lot of nonprofits actually have a foundation database in place already. It's a CRM or a donor management system, might be Salesforce, might be Virtuous, might be some other vendor. And Allison will talk a little bit more about this, but basically we want to make sure that our open system, and this is one of our hallmarks, is that we built this open company with an open API around it, connects well with the systems and the data repositories that you all have. So 2020 was a really kind of a tough year for us. I remember Black Friday, March 13th in 2020 was the day that I had to tell everybody in the company that we were all taking a 50% reduction in compensation. And the amazing thing about last year is that nobody complained, nobody left, everybody worked kind of twice as hard. We got a number of lucky breaks. So we got PPP money and people were able to get back to regular compensation by middle of April. And we pivoted really hard to virtual and to challenge, and we became known as a place to go to help customers with that. And so what was happening by the summertime, our revenues were still down and our customers' revenues were still down, but we were onboarding almost like 50% more customers per week than we were the year before at a similar time. And so we made the decision to kind of keep investing and growing in the business. Last September, we took a small Series A of funding, and that has enabled us to grow. And if you can't read the chart, basically we've grown from 45 people at the beginning of January 2020, and right now we're at 62 people. And it feels really good to be back kind of in a growth mode. I will, if you're concerned about our economic health, we're in actually really good shape. We actually haven't used any of the money that we took from an investment standpoint. And I'll talk about that on the next chart. One of the other kind of common questions that we get is, oh, you guys are starting to, spend more time on GiveSignup. You're going to take away from, the race and endurance stuff. And actually it's not the case. What we're doing is we're building a bigger company because it's one technology platform. A lot of the things that we invest in terms of infrastructure or payment processing, or email systems or whatever it is, it's actually something that is common across the entire platform. And if you look at the green area there, that's the investment that we're making in race day. So I'll talk a little bit more about that, but we think that, you know, where we can add a lot of value is on race day to the endurance community. And then you'll see that we are growing GiveSignup the most, because that frankly has the most opportunity and the highest growth for us. So those are the general numbers. The little chart on the right-hand side is from the beginning of January. So we've actually expanded our development team by 29% since the beginning of January. So as we grow, we're continuing to invest in technology and customer support to help our customers. Live endurance events are back. These charts may be a little bit difficult to understand, but if you look at the graph up here to the right, the purple columns show what happened in 2019. And you can see in January 2021, the pink bar is actually a lot lower. And you can see every month the pink bar was kind of catching up. And in May, the pink bar 2021 passed the 2019 bar. And actually, the estimate or month to date that we have in July so far is that overall transaction volume is actually up 40%, 40%. Now that's somewhat biased because of a few large events. So Broad Street and Boilermaker, which are usually spring events, opened in July, and they're fall events this year. So you could take those out. We also got a couple of top 100 races that were not on our platform in 2019. The Miami Marathon is one, and Bay Bridge is the other one. And both of those opened in July as well. But if you take those out, we still grew overall transaction volume by about 30 or 31% so far. So what's happening is that overall, we obviously are gaining some market share. So that's a little bit biased, and not every race is up 30% or anything like that. But it's an indication of the health of the overall endurance community, we think. The bottom chart here shows how many non-virtual. And the darker purple here is the non-virtual. And you can see how that has increased. I just ran these numbers this morning, and July is actually up to 84% non-virtual. About 3 or 4% is challenge, and the rest is our virtual 5Ks and things like that. So where we see this happen, where we see this going on the virtual side is that I think it's going to be a part of a number of events. Some events are using it really creatively. The Indy 500 marathon actually has a very large challenge going on. And challenges are a great way to, kind of engage your community throughout the year, not just on the event day. So we'll transfer over, talk about the technology and what we're building and stuff like that. In Q2, we actually did 603 releases. So that development team that is growing, and I'm really happy, Bruce Kratz joined us as a VP of development back in January, and he and the whole team are doing a great job of just scaling. And as new people come on, they're being productive faster and faster, and they're adding features. And like this summer, we had 3 interns, and they've all done great stuff. There's stuff that they can point to their friends and family and say, hey, mom, hey, dad, I did this, which is great and really good. But it's this concept that we have of continuous improvement. So we make a bunch of small improvements like every single day. So every single day, between you clicking on the website, your software is getting upgraded, which is really nice for customers because you're getting a system that is not stagnant. It's live and dynamic. So let me talk about a few things that we're doing to help bring live races back. So we've always had really good participant management. But we created a couple of new features over the past half year to kind of deal with 2020 canceled or postponed or deferred races coming back. We kind of incremented our deferral set of tools to make it a whole lot easier to give kind of custom automated in a mass way, like you've got 10,000 runners, or even if you got 100 runners, it's good to make like a consistent policy of how you're going to treat customers and the deferral policies. And then we also created this new concept called a voucher pool. And this has been really useful. It gives just like enormous flexibility to our customers to kind of, create a special voucher for a special set of people, or to create a mass set of vouchers for a mass set of people. It also has helped a number of customers that were on a different platform, say in 2019 and 2020, to transfer over. So they want to give some amount of credit to those customers, but that money is already kind of in the bank, or it's already, kind of held by, the other registration company. But this has really helped a lot of customers. Photos 2.0, I talked about this the last time. It has been released for a while now, for at least a quarter or so. But the adoption is really great. There's over 6 million photos that are stored in our platform overall. In June alone, over 450 races used it. This little diagram on the right is a picture from one of our customers' vacation races. And they make extensive use of the photo platform. You can see that for this event, they actually uploaded 32,000 photos, which is a crazy amount of photos. And they did that for free, of course. And we tie that directly into our analytics system. So you can see they had 86,000 views on that so far, which is really great. Yeah. It's a great technology here, and it's absolutely free. It has a ton of features, and I'm not going to go into that long list. Another thing that we did with events going back live, well, people are going to be checking in live, and we've had a very popular check-in app for a long time. We actually came out with a new version of it, and our race day team down in Orlando, the development team's mostly down in Orlando, has taken over responsibility for this product now, and they did a great job on this release. We used it at my little Scott Coffee race, and it's just such a nice application. It's so smooth. People get to use their own phone, so they're comfortable with it. It's just easy and quick, and we've just taken a whole bunch of recommendations that we've gotten from customers over the past couple of years, stuffed them into this, and it's a great check-in app. We also did a refresh on our Onsite registration. We kind of had Onsite registration / expo type of capability. It was kind of placed in a couple of different places. We've consolidated that out to make it easier to set up and provide a nice set of features. We actually have high contrast mode that is on its way out the door right now, so that if you're in a sunny day, you'll be able to customize how your screen looks during registration. So this is nice and smooth as well. Race day scoring 3.0. So we came out with race day scoring a couple of years ago, and the real strategy of it was that we saw a lot of legacy scoring systems that were used by timers. For those of you who don't know what scoring is, there's a couple thousand timers in the US, and they're the people with a bunch of chip and reader equipment and antenna equipment in a van that go out and time all the races around the country each year. And they use software that takes the reads from the chips to say, okay, you finished third in your age group or something like that. So we saw, and a lot of the software is actually written 30 plus years ago, including our own software. The race director, Roger Bradshaw, joined our company and brought his software about 5 or 6 years ago. And our strategy was to basically build a next generation of scoring, and Race Day Scoring 3.0 is that next generation. So we're encouraging, timers who use legacy types of systems like the race director to start to move to race day scoring. And this is a really big release. It says 114,000 lines of code. For those of you that don't code, that's a lot. It's a lot of technology that the team built. And a lot of it was really focused on teams and relays and corporate teams. So there's a ton of functionality in that. And my personal favorite part of that functionality is cross-country. So I'm an old cross-country runner. Cross-country scoring is actually really, really complicated. And there's all these third parties that you have to integrate in with. And there's all sorts of different tie-breaking rules and things like that. But what this software will do is, as runners come across the line, it will actually start to tally team scores. And those team scores can be shown dynamically on the web. And so the kids and the parents and the friends can all look and see what's happening, with the people that they're following and the teams that they're following. And it's really, really cool technology. And to give you a feel for the scale of this, the race director, the older software product that we have for this, actually timed 900,000 cross-country runners back in 2019. So we don't make any money on this cross-country. You don't get any economic benefit from, but it's a really important part of the endurance community. And because Matt Avery and I are old cross-country runners.
And me. And like,
oh, that's right.
Half of the company.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody once described us as a bunch of old cross-country nerds that
I've been cross-country for 8 years.
That's right. I yelled at you because you got tired once and you wound up having mono.
Yeah. He's my dad for people who don't know us.
Yeah. And then I think I'm close to the end of mine. USA Cycling. So this is obviously the big organization that helps cycling community. We've done an integration with them now. So if your event has to have USA Cycling membership data, or it's a sanctioned event, we can now handle that. The final thing I'll talk about is really a huge project. It's been, we've been on 2 huge infrastructure projects that don't seem like they provide all that much value, but they're really, really important. One a year and a half ago was sales tax, and this is payment processing. So we basically migrated to a new payment processor. And part of the reason was our old payment processor was using old methodologies, and the new one is much more dynamic. They're much more cutting edge. They have better features and things like that. Plus, they comply with some new banking regulations laws. And basically the key one, and unfortunately, a lot of our customers are going through this right now, but we as a payment facilitator, and you'll see this happen with everything from your Stripe account to whatever, you're gonna have to validate your bank and your tax ID number, the bank name and the tax ID number, that you put into our system with what actually happens at the bank. And unfortunately, the automated systems that check that only cover about half the banks in the US. And so a number of you will have to upload like a bank statement, and we actually don't look at that or validate it. It's Adyen that does that, who's our backend payment processor. So apologies for this little speed bump, but it's actually really important because it makes sure that we're all complying with the latest laws and everything. And believe me, we don't want to do things the wrong way. The benefit that you're going to start to see coming out of this is a bunch of financial reporting updates, and things will start to look a lot clearer to you. It's just a new generation. It's been a long time since we touched that code, and it just needed to be updated. And since our fundamental our fundamental, thing that we do is actually move money. We want to make sure that we're doing it the right way. All right, Allison.
Okay, so fundraising events are also back. We saw a bit of a lag compared to endurance events coming back with the fundraising and nonprofit type of events coming back, but we're increasingly seeing an uptick in new ticket events being created, as well as large fundraising endurance events being created on the platform every day. I would say one of the big trends that we are noticing, especially because we're in the summer months, are a lot of outdoor types of events. So outdoor festivals like the Whitefish Trail Hootenanny, as well as a lot of golf outings and golf tournaments are being set up on our new GiveSignup ticket events platform. And at the same time, we are seeing, more indoor type of events being set up. So we had a few different musicals set up by a nonprofit theater organization. And they're selling tickets for August, September for plays that will be happening indoors inside of a theater. So we're really seeing, a mix of events that are being set up, a tendency towards outdoors, but also optimism and confidence in the ability to go back to normal and keep hosting ticket events and creating new ways to engage supporters and raise money. So I'm going to go through some of the releases that we did the last quarter to help fundraising events come back. So one of the core philosophies and cultural values of our company that Bob mentioned when he was talking is this idea of continuous improvement. We always want to make sure that our product is getting better. We want to make sure it's easy for customers to use. And sometimes that means that we go through multiple iterations of something. And one of those things that we have gone through a few times is our ticket wizard and figuring out how can we make it, take less than a minute for somebody to come in and get their ticket event set up, because oftentimes a lot of ticket events are just selling, general admission or adult and child tickets. So how can we make it so simple, so easy for you to get up and running with your ticket event in, less than 10 minutes total? At the same time, we've built a lot of really advanced features in our ticketing platform from the start. So one of the things that we're really good at is hosting really complex and multi-day type events. And so we've enabled those types of advanced events to just go into the dashboard, click advanced ticket features, and they get this whole suite of additional features like ticket groups, advanced caps, and things like that. And this image shows you on the one side, you'll see a simple ticket event where you just have your two little simple ticket options, what you can get right out of coming from the ticket event wizard. And then on the other side, you'll see an advanced ticket event that is using ticket groups with multiple ticket options for each day of the event. So the platform is truly, ready to be used by any sort of event. And we've really balanced the simplicity and ease of use with keeping all those advanced features for customers that need them. One of the really exciting releases that came out on Monday this week is the new GiveSignup website builder.
Yay, Matt, Phil, and Darren.
Yeah. Congrats to our team that worked on that for the last couple of months. This is a huge release. I have an almost finished blog that'll be ready to go soon, but this is actually live on all ticket event websites right now. And what this is doing is this is just the first step in introducing a new way to add content, add different features to your website so that we have a truly easy to use website builder. In races, we have the ability to add your custom content today. And this is really introducing a new modern interface that lets you see the content and rearrange it for how it looks on the front end, for how it's going to display to your website visitors.
Yeah, what we've seen is that a lot of nonprofits, the ticket platforms that they use, it's just like a single page, and often it's branded for whatever the ticket vendor is, like Eventbrite. And what we're trying to do is build out something that's really capable, really robust. You can bring your own URL. You can have multiple pages and menus eventually on this, beautiful cover pages, slideshows, lots of things.
Great. So this first release is just adding your custom content sections, and you have a lot of flexibility with how you can display things, rearrange things, edit, just feature your different images and emails. But yeah, you have a lot of flexibility with how all of that works. The ticket check-in app is a new release, and this is a feature that was built by our race day scoring team. So the same team that built the race day check-in app built this ticket check-in app. And so it's bringing all the lessons learned from the race day check-in app and checking in, millions of participants every year and putting those into the new ticket check-in app. So we've brought a lot of the popular features from the check-in app, like the quick QR scan, the ability to uncheck in tickets. One of the newest releases that is going to be available on your check-in app soon is the check-in stats. So you're actually going to be able to get a quick glance at how many people you have checked into your event. We've also added a lot of advanced features for volunteer mode. So the ability to customize each volunteer's view on the check-in app, including what information they're allowed to see for each of your ticket holders, and the ability to lock that view in for each volunteer so that they're only seeing the information that you want them to see while they're checking in events. The great news is that we've had several live ticket events that have had thousands of attendees checked in, use the app over the last couple of weeks, and we haven't gotten feedback, which is a great sign. We always like to look into their reports and see, okay, everyone got checked in and we didn't get any feedback, so it's working. So super excited about this release, and it's really foundational to enabling fundraising events to come back. Ticket imports. So ticket imports are a really foundational piece of any ticketing platform, and we're really excited to release a really nice interface and flexible ways for you to add offline ticket purchases. So there's an easy, simple manual import where you can go and you can enter in a ticket or several tickets that were purchased offline into just little text fields. And we also have a CSV upload for large imports. So if, for example, you are moving your nonprofit event from another platform over to GiveSignup, you can upload your attendees, and our system automatically matches all the columns from that imports CSV file. We also have recently added the option to send notifications to your offline imports. So that means if somebody purchased their tickets offline, but you still want them to get that confirmation email with the QR code and your event date information, you can automatically opt in to send them a confirmation notification. One of the things that is really important about having an open platform is having the actual technology, the APIs that allow information from the GiveSignup, RunSignup universe to automatically get integrated and transferred to all the other different technology tools that your endurance event or your nonprofit is already using. We have partnered with RegForward, and they are the premier integration partner for our company. And they've already done about a dozen different CRM and donor management system integrations. They found a really efficient and scalable way to be able to offer this at a low price. And they have also worked with some of our race customers, integrating with tools like Help Scout and Dynamics 365 that, it's really like these APIs serve as a way to get any sort of data out of the system. So it's really used by both our nonprofit customers and our traditional race customers. Some of the big new APIs that we've added over the last quarter are a lot of ticket fields that have been opened up. We've also had the race fundraisers opened up via API, and all of the charity partner fundraiser and donation data is also available via API. So whether you have an in-house developer or you want to contact RegForward at regforward.com, you can successfully integrate all these new data fields into the other tech tools that your organization is using. We introduced a new simple fundraising campaign wizard that makes it very simple for you to go and create a single fundraising campaign. This is really just ease of use and making it super simple for nonprofits to come in and get their campaign set up in minutes. We think this is going to be a really popular tool for Giving Tuesday. So it's just an alternative way to allow people to set up their fundraising pages, create the connected Facebook fundraiser, get all the data and reporting in one place. So it's a really nice feature, and we have some more fun features adding to this fundraising campaign that I'm going to talk about in a couple minutes.
And it's a really nice tool to show cool pictures of cats.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm always looking for ways to showcase more pictures of cats in life. So one of the other recent additions to the platform are notifications that are customizable per fundraising campaign. So this is an example of a default fundraiser notification that sends from our system when a new fundraiser is created. You can also customize that donation tax receipt per campaign. So it will automatically pull in your nonprofit's information, including your tax ID and the address and the amount of the donation. But you can add custom messaging and content, include the fundraising campaign name for each of those tax receipts. For each of these notifications, you're able to add further customizations, both in the body of the email, as well as, customizing even the subject line. And we've had a couple more little updates, from adding new theme colors to GiveSignup websites, to adding more referral reward features, and adding our popular feature of e-cards that you can customize for your organization to donation forms. So we're going to wrap up by talking about what is coming next to our platform for the rest of 2021 and a sneak peek of what's ahead in 2022. So you can feel free to interrupt me. I mean, obviously you feel free to interrupt me throughout this, but you can also add in where you want to. So one of the things with the website builder is there is an endless amount of development and features to be added to the website builder. But the next really big project and milestone that you guys are going to see come out is the ability to add pages and menus to your website. So again, this is going to be using the same new interface that we've just introduced to add custom content sections to a page. You're going to be managing all the addition of pages and the organization of menus from this new website editor view. It's a really clean, intuitive way to build your website, absolutely no coding required. And it's just going to be really powerful. We've already been talking about new features and functionality that we want to add to these pages and menus. And it's just going to be a really powerful tool for your nonprofit to, have this free way to promote your brand, your mission, your content for each of your fundraising events that you're doing throughout the year.
I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to position something between like maybe a full website that somebody has for their organization that they spend a lot of money on, and these very minimal, branded by a registration or ticket vendor or, donation website vendor types of sites. And that spread is actually pretty broad. And so what we're doing is we're giving customers capability to go anywhere from simple donation forms that are a replacement from PayPal to like a fully branded website with multiple pages, multiple content, YouTube videos, links to other things, integrated data components. And it's all for free because we feel like, we can build this technology, and once we build it, it's very easy to scale and let lots and lots of people use it. So this has been successful on the endurance side of our business, with thousands of races having full featured websites with lots of information on frequently asked questions and where to go and where to park and refund pages and all sorts of information. And so we're putting that same type of capability into the nonprofit ticket platform.
One of the other big projects that we are starting to work on is something called single sign-on. And single sign-on is really a way to emphasize that GiveSignup, RunSignup is one platform. You have one login, you have one payment account, and you can use it across any sort of feature that the platform offers. And so today, when you go to log into GiveSignup, you have to log in using your RunSignup ID and password, even if you're already logged into the RunSignup platform. And that's the same if you have a custom domain and you have to log into scottcoffeerun.com. Single sign-on is going to eliminate that extra step of having to log in a second time. And so if you're logged into runsignup.com and you go over to create a donation form on GiveSignup, or you go to sign up for the Scott Coffee Run, promotion in there, it's all going to be, because you're logged into RunSignup, you're automatically logged into those other domains that exist within our platform. So this will be a really powerful way to just improve ease of use and make things easier for both our directors and for participants and attendees signing up. The other really big project that we are getting started on right now is a next generation email marketing.
Yeah, we've had an email marketing system, and it was originally started back in 2014 timeframe, and it actually does great. I mean, our customers are sending 25 million plus emails a month, and that's all good. But much like the financial system, you need to rewrite software every once in a while. And so what we're going to be doing is putting a new email infrastructure in place, and then kind of replicating all of the features that we have in our current email marketing system, and hopefully improving those along the way. And so you'll start to see this kind of peek out the door, hopefully sometime in the early fall. And then you'll see it, much like the website builder, you'll see this functionality kind of build over time. So it's pretty exciting, kind of some of the plans that we have for it. Like, one of the things that I really like is that we're going to put email like everywhere in the system. So any report page, and there's lots and lots of report pages around, you'll be able, from that report page, just click a little button that says email. And it will take that list of people and it'll create a contact list, and it'll dump you into an email editor, and you'll be able to pick like one of the templates, just like we have for e-cards. And then you'll be off and running really quickly, really easily, really, really powerful, we think.
Yeah. And so I think like the thing that we get complaints about the most, which is, it's not a huge complaint because our free email marketing system is free, but it is with the templates. And so that's a big focus of this next generation email marketing platform. It's how can we give our customers really simple to use, really nice templates that appear nice across all email, content providers. So if it gets delivered to Outlook or Gmail, it's going to look nice. And the other piece that is more of a long-term project that you'll probably start seeing later in 2022 is offering more advanced analytics and reporting functionality with our email marketing platform. So there's a lot of stuff coming with email, and this is a platform feature. And so it's going to be implemented across everything on the platform, from races to ticket events to donation websites. You may see it come out first in one of these features, but over time it will get added to each of these pieces. One of the big updates that we're going to do for ticket events this year is create a new interface and kind of functionality for all reporting. And this is going to be implemented in the ticket purchase report and the individual ticket report. So we're going to give you the ability to add filters to your report as well as columns. You can kind of do these types of things today, but we're going to introduce a new interface that makes it really intuitive and easy to customize your report. And then we're going to bring over this really cool feature that we already have in RunSignup, and we're going to kind of elevate it in the ticket event platform. And this is saved reports. So when you add different filters and columns to one of your ticket reports, we're going to make it really easy for you to save that view and give access to other members of your team without them having to, come in and be a whole director for your ticket event. So we're going to have really flexible options with these saved reports. We're also going to bring over all the export options that we already have today. And then, as Bob mentioned when he was talking about email, we're going to have an additional option in the future where you're going to be able to send an email to the view of a report that you've generated. The other thing that's in store for this year, I had to do it.
Very good.
I know, it's a ticket store. And so today in ticket events, we do have a ticket store functionality. It's only when you are purchasing a ticket though, that you're able to buy store items. And so we're gonna elevate that to a standalone store. So on your ticket event website, you'll be able to offer items in the standalone store. There will be a little menu item on your website that says store and features these different items. And to the right, that jacket is kind of a mock-up of what the user interface is going to look like on a mobile device for the store. So one of the other features that we're going to be introducing with the ticket store is this concept of a warehouse. And first, you're going to see it roll out across your ticket events. And the warehouse is going to give you the capability to manage your inventory across multiple ticket events. So for example, if your nonprofit is putting on, a Concert in the Parks series and you have 5 different concerts going on throughout the summer, you're going to be able to sell items from the same warehouse. So you maybe have 200 t-shirts inventory, and those can be sold and managed across all of these different concert series that you're having. So it's going to be a really powerful way for nonprofits to really scale their use of the GiveSignup platform for their fundraising events by having this powerful store functionality. We're also going to introduce the concept of categories so that you can group your items together. So for example, you may have an apparel category, you may have an accessories category. So you'll be able to have more organization, as well as some more fun features like the ability to feature multiple images, as well as a new and improved cart view for store. This is another really exciting project that's coming out probably early this fall. This is Fundraising Milestones and Badges. And this is something that we've had in the race platform for Run, Walk, Ride fundraisers for a very long time. And during the pandemic, when we introduced virtual challenges, we kind of created this whole new way to add milestones and badges for when you achieve certain challenge accomplishments. And it's this really nice interface, and you can do lots of fun things like upload custom badges or choose from a library of default ones, and it just looks really clean. All the badges are featured in a nice trophy case. And so we're going to bring all that over to the new GiveSignup standalone fundraising campaigns, just to give you even more ways to engage and reward your fundraisers. So over time, what you'll see are different milestone types rolled out. So the first one that we're going to work on is amount raised. So you hit $100, $500, and you can collect badges that your nonprofit gets to upload. But over time, we'll add it for different types of milestones, like the most, number of donations. So you get a badge when you get 5 different people that donate to your campaign, or you get a badge when you've created your connected Facebook fundraiser. So there's a lot of flexible and engaging ways that we're going to be able to grow this feature in GiveSignup. And then just to wrap up, I think our development plans change all the time. I think at the beginning of 2020, we did, what we're going to do this year, and then a pandemic hit in March. And it wasn't necessarily like a bad thing in terms of our technology roadmap. We built out a ton of virtual and challenge technology that really helped customers, find ways to engage their communities and raise money during a horrible year and a half in all of our lives. So these are all tentative plans, but right now this is kind of just our thoughts of what we want to prioritize towards the end of 2021 and looking ahead into 2022. So I think the big priority is really going to be adding more features to this new next generation email marketing, because every single customer is going to want free email marketing that is really nice and competitive with other email marketing platforms out there. And we're also going to be continuing to add more and more website features to this new GiveSignup website builder.
On the email marketing thing, there's also a really big project that we're working on that we haven't talked a lot about yet, and it really won't see much light of day until 2022. But basically, when you think about the vision of being a supporter engagement platform, you've got all these different supporters, and part of our job is to help you market to them, right? Like the email marketing type of capability or the website capability that we have. So we're working on some really advanced database technology right now, and basically to help with contact matching and things like that, and to manage and to kind of expose, you know, if you want to identify those supporters that might have come to the gala, had donated, you know, over $200, are also a member and have also come to volunteered for your 5K. So what we want to do is kind of give an easy mechanism for you to communicate with certain types of supporters and to manage your contacts. Because this email capability, when you think about all the different capabilities that it's going to expose, you know, we're going to allow you to import unlimited number of contacts that you might have in your database. And how do you manage those and differentiate those and sort those relative to people that attended a 5K or people that came to your golf outing?
So in addition to all these really big features going into email and to websites, the other plans for 2022 include some nonprofit specific features like auction and raffles. I know we've always said no raffles on our platform. We are looking into a solution so that we're able to offer raffles for nonprofits that have a state license to put on a raffle. That will be a requirement to enable this feature on our platform when we're able to offer it in the future. We're also going to build a next generation version of sponsors, bringing over all the different popular features that we have in race sponsors, but really giving that whole platform an update and a makeover, because it's been a few years since we've done that for sponsors. And then with this new Adyen transition, which has been a huge amount of work in 2021 to actually, you know, transition our customers over to Adyen. In 2022, we're really going to start seeing some of the benefits of this new payments platform. For nonprofits, it's going to allow more flexible options around DIY fundraising. So the ability for you to control how payments flow for different third-party fundraising events. So for example, we have timers that put on fantastic like virtual challenges or 5Ks for nonprofits. And what you'll be able to do is allow the ticket fees and registration fees to be paid to that timer or event management company and have all of the donations get paid to you. And you're controlling that and you're controlling how the data flows. So it's just going to allow a lot more flexibility and a lot more creative ways for your nonprofit to raise money through events and activation of your supporters without having to do all the heavy lifting yourself of actually executing on these events. And like Bob mentioned, we're going to be doing a whole revamp of financial reporting, including the ability for you to have more analytics, more dashboard views of kind of a quick look at your events revenue that's coming in, along with the flexibility to send kind of like updates and summary emails to different members of your team that may not be inside of the platform, but may want to get updates on what's going on with your event revenue. And then finally, the really big project that I think a lot of our race and nonprofit customers are going to be excited about is we do have membership on our timeline of all the priorities that we want to do. It is definitely a priority for 2022. Our membership system today is used by a lot of running clubs, triathlon clubs, cycling clubs, and we're going to do a full revamp of it. So there won't be anything that you have to do to transition to this new membership platform. It's kind of going to happen for you over time, right?
We'll see.
About.
We'll see.
Okay. But yeah, the new membership platform is really going to be designed for those running clubs and triathlon clubs, but it's also going to be designed for nonprofits that can use it for generic memberships, for, you know, a botanical garden membership, and it's going to be connected to the rest of the system. So your running club's going to still be able to offer $5 discounts to your annual 5K, and your nonprofit's going to be able to offer discounted tickets or discounted store items or free raffle tickets to your members that are attending different events.
Yep. So we're busy. All right, I think that's it. Johanna, I think we're towards the end. Are there any questions that
A few that might be worth asking in the last 5 minutes or so. Do any of the website builder tools that were just put out, do they affect the RunSignup side at all, or are they catching up the GiveSignup side on websites?
Yeah, basically we're replicating functionality that's available on the RunSignup side in the ticket environment. Now that ticket environment is going to be nicer looking and easier to use because it's newer technology, and we've figured out how to do things better since then. But yeah, it's going to be on the ticket side.
And you'll see it start to roll out in other places too. The next place will probably be donation websites, and then the third place will probably be memberships.
Yeah, yeah.
Allison, can you talk a little bit about the Facebook fundraiser integration and why it might be something an organization want to use, even though the data from it is not as robust as a donor directly on our site?
Yeah, so when I think about your universe of supporters, your real key advocates are your fundraisers. Those are the people who are taking time to talk about your mission and raise money for your mission and share it with their network of family and friends. And I think it's so important for nonprofits to make fundraisers successful in any way that you can. And honestly, like the easiest, most just successful way to do that is Facebook fundraising. So empowering your fundraisers who you have the data on because they signed up and created their page on GiveSignup, RunSignup platform to be successful and reach more donors, their entire networks, and collect donations from them. That is what's going to deepen those supporter engagement ties that you have. So it's really just like, think of it as making your fundraisers successful because they are your key advocates. And if they're happy and they're able to reach their goals and, you know, in a couple months, you know, fill out their trophy case with all these cool badges, I think that is going to have the biggest impact on your nonprofit, reaching new people and creating awareness.
Yeah, and in case you're not aware, it's super easy to connect RunSignup, GiveSignup fundraising capability to let your fundraisers basically flip of a switch, they turn on Facebook. It's just that simple, and then they get to share it in both channels.
Couple questions on store. Will you be able to create a store without an event?
Kind of. You
can, if you really want to do it in the future when we have standalone stores, send an email to info@givesignup.org. Elizabeth will be able to help you do that.
Yeah, basically you kind of hide the ticket event and you create a store.
Yeah. You can send an email to info@givesignup.org and they will help you.
Once this new generation store is out in a few months, you'll be able to do that.
If you are a nonprofit and you have an event that's already up on RunSignup, should you be moving that to GiveSignup?
You don't need to do anything. So it's all one platform. So you can go to your event today. If you just go to the, the cover page website on RunSignup, if you just edit your URL and you change runsignup.com to givesignup.org and click enter or refresh, that is GiveSignup. So it's really just dependent on which URL you're sharing. And that piece that we talked about with single sign-on is really going to make that even more intuitive and easy. So nothing you need to do, all one platform.
I think one last one for now. With the new email updates, people are very excited about that. But will you be able to send test emails? And I think they're also asking if you can send test emails for emails more like confirmation emails and that kind of notification, as well as email marketing.
Yeah, we have to have the ability to send test emails because I always screw up my emails. Even when I send test emails, I screw it up. For Scott Coffee, I can't tell you how many times I've screwed up emails being sent out to people. Yeah, we'll definitely have tests.
I think that is it for now. We'll keep an eye on the chat throughout the break if you guys still have questions. It's going to be about a 10-minute break, and we'll be back at 2:10 with a roundup of some of the innovative and creative events that we're seeing in 2021. Thanks, Bob and Allison.
Thank you.
Thanks.